And I love the word savor. I
Yeah,
love that
it's a food term.
It's a food term.
So there you go.
It's perfect.
All right. So what is on your mind as far as what you would like to know?
I don't even know. I'm working on this business, trying to get it up off the ground, and I guess more about am I going down the right path?
Can you tell me a little bit more about your business?
So I work with leaders to help them build strong teams using food as the vehicle. So I've been doing a lot of workshops and speaking and writing about food and its importance to not just our health and productivity, but to actually creating bonds between people. And I think it's very difficult to be connected to a company or its mission unless you're connected to your colleagues and the people that you're surrounded by. So for me, I've come up with a different way to look at lunch and lunch as an opportunity for networking, not just something you barrel through because you think you'll be more productive that way.
What are the thoughts that are swirling in your head?
There's always that imposter syndrome. There's always that feeling of, I mean, I don't know, is this the right thing? Is this the right way to go?
So you're exuding a lot of like confidence about this, but then you kind of just like skipped over the imposter syndrome. So like I'm trying to understand the complexities of like the thoughts and challenges that are in this moment so I can kind of clarify what it is we're talking about.
So I think because I am a solopreneur, it's very difficult because there's just, I feel like I'm constantly torn and I'm not sure how to go forward. And so I don't know, it feels sometimes like I'm not sure if I'm doing it right, I guess.
Am I doing it right? Where should I focus? Are there any challenges along like your kids or anything?
Yes, 100%.
Like how to
Every
balance
time I
your
feel like,
time?
yeah, it's every time I feel like I get a step forward, I feel like something throws me 17 steps back.
So while you were talking, I pulled a past, present, future, just 3 cards. The first one is the magic stream. The quote is, everything is connected through the universal flow of consciousness. So you're smiling. What are you thinking?
Well, I like that there's the word connection in there. Everything's connected. And yeah, I do think that we're all connected. I mean, I think coronavirus
It's showing how we're all
showing us
connected,
just how
right?
interconnected we all are.
Exactly. So every experience you have seems to have its own life story with a beginning, a middle, and eventually an end. However, there's danger in seeing events as separate from one another, since in fact they are all part of a continuity and a greater evolution.
No, I've had kind of traumatic endings to certain things in my life. I was a dancer and then I was hit by a car and I could no longer dance. I was a pianist and then I overworked my muscles and ended up having to stop that as a career. So, and I know they're beginning, kind of middles and ends, but there's also like the whole arc of and trajectory of my life. So
I really like this because it feels like it's talking about what you're doing right now, connecting people through lunch. When you remember you're part of the fluid continuity of life, you become a channel for great inspiration. Allow the magic to flow through you and carry your dreams into reality. Your success will benefit many.
yay. All right. I like it. You know, I always say that I don't have regrets in life because I feel like each step I've taken, every choice I've made has brought me here.
So your middle card is upside down. 34
Uh-oh.
is the spark. So spark, you are a clear channel for divine creativity.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. So sometimes your fire gets doused by others who don't want you to be all that you can be. In that case, you need to move away from the water lest things get too damp. You
Mm.
feel like something that occurred to me almost right away was like, it's like the coronavirus is like keeping you from, your spark, right? Because like you're
Yep.
talking about now you have to change what is the idea of lunch, when you
Right.
can't have an office. The spark card in reverse position may also indicate that you're allowing yourself to be so consumed by a thought, feeling, or situation that you're in danger of becoming completely burned out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Tell me more.
I work in therapy very much now on doing less because I have a tendency to overdo. Yeah, and I feel consumed and overwhelmed. And, even with my children, I was overdoing, and I'm stepping back and trying to set boundaries. And it's work I'm actively doing on a daily basis because I tend to get consumed.
Yeah, I think a lot of women and probably mothers right now can totally relate. And we're in a unique position as being self-employed entrepreneurs because we can either decide that now is our moment to like run forward or
Mhm.
to take a step back,
Right.
and that the world is showing us that there might be different priorities for us.
I guess for me, it's to not go gung ho and try to set something up.
Right, right. I think a lot of the times, particularly now, we can focus on the friction, and if there's too much friction, it's just not meant to be.
It's almost more like, will I be forced into it? Because I do have two children at home. They're not that small.
Hmm.
And unfortunately, my husband's work is kind of more on the front lines and in more public health related. And so he has to be out.
Hmm.
His company is literally sanitizing and decontaminating buildings.
Wow.
And so he is out there pounding the pavement,
Hmm.
doing everything that he can. So, you know, maybe I don't know. I don't know if it's a choice that necessarily I get to make or if it will kind of
Well, you have
be
the choice in how you respond to it.
right.
And if you
Right.
decide, I'm going to try to manage both, or I'm going to try to, you know, focus on my children because maybe my work would benefit from me walking away from it for a little bit.
Right.
Which is what I think this is kind of saying, is that you'll see if the true spark will still be there. If not,
Right.
you can always light another fire at another time.
Which I'm good at lighting lots of fires.
You
I've
are
got
fine.
so many different ideas. It's
Right,
insane.
right.
Really, it's like it's my difficulty is shelving ideas, not coming up with them.
So I'm going to read your future card, but I always like to say that your future you can change,
Right.
right? So this card is coming apart.
At the seams.
Now is the time to take separate paths. A situation is unraveling and your best plans are leading you into a tricky maze. Your challenge is to separate out the elements of this puzzle to get a better perspective on what happened. You may have lingered too long in a place where you didn't belong anymore, seduced by a temporary solution. Does it
Huh.
have any thought for you? No.
No. Hmm.
As you untangle yourself, it's important to maintain a sense of humor. The only
Hmm.
thing I can hypothesize is this like kind of choice that we talked about with the present card of like
Right.
running forward and doubling up your work or
Hanging back.
hanging back. I think if anything, it maybe reiterating the present card and the choices you're making. So to like make this choice.
Take the time.
Take the time to think about it. Else,
Right.
if you are just like, oh, I thought about it and I'm ready to move on, it might not be such a great outcome. Don't fret though. It does say don't fret. You will learn something valuable that you'll need later when faced with a more dangerous situation.
Ugh, danger.
I know. I wonder if ask for a clarifying card.
Yes, please.
I need some clarification. But your imposter syndrome could drive your impulsiveness to keep moving at a clip and not think that like having your children at home or your husband working overtime affects you, that you should be able to produce the same amount.
Right. I'm fully cognizant that there's a limit.
Ask for a clarifying card.
Right.
And I got slow and steady. Slow and steady
it wins the race.
Yeah. This is a time for easy movement, unhurried steps, and a steady heart. Trust that taking life at a more leisurely pace will give you greater access to your dreams. Slowing down allows more contact with the juicier elements of your life. Savor them.
Okay.
So I like that.
That literally brings it all together.
Didn't it? Right? That kind of like, just slow down.
And I love the word savor.
Yeah,
I love
it's a food term. It's a food term. So there you go.
It's perfect.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
For sharing your experience. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. Have a great one. Good luck this week and for the next couple weeks. See you on the internet, right?
Absolutely.